Welcome to the U.S. Defense Line channel. Russia's target in the last few days has been officially revealed. Ukraine's most critical location is now Kremlin's target. Ukraine, of course, immediately revealed its counter-plan. In the war, there are officially juicy plans. Russia's plan could also cause serious damage. It is a known fact that Russia has recently turned its target to Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Russia, which started to hit Ukraine's power plants and critical facilities, caused the country's first power cut since the beginning of the war. There were power cuts throughout Ukraine during the night. It was dark in the capital, Kyiv. We can also state that main purpose of Russia is to cut off the internet access of the Ukrainian army. An army that cannot access internet cannot use navigation systems. Even communication can be a problem. An army without communication and navigation is helpless and can be taken by surprise. This thinking Russian government has started hitting all infrastructure systems of Ukraine to achieve this. According to the latest information from intelligence sources, Kremlin is now eyeing Kherson as part of this plan. There is a way that can intercept Ukrainian soldiers approaching city of Kherson. And if this happens, Russian soldiers will be able to move quite comfortably in the region. Institute for War Studies also said that Russia wanted to withdraw from Kherson because it became very difficult to supply the troops. If Russia puts its plan into action, it will be easy for them to escape from the region. Ukrainian intelligence service also revealed the plan that Russia wanted to carry out. They prepared their own plans against this plan. Of course, if Russia's plan comes true, after that, Ukraine's plan will be revealed. It is alleged that Russia will blow up a dam in Kherson region. If this happens, it could cause huge damage. Despite the warnings, Kremlin will cause facility to blow up and all water to go to the region. Analysts say an atomic bomb consisting of water will be released into region. The dam is part of the Soviet-built Kakhovka hydroelectric power station, located approximately 35 miles above the city of Kherson. Region supplies electricity to hundreds of thousands of places. Environmentalists said breaking the dam would send water the power of an atomic bomb to settlements. It is believed that as a result of the Russian army's penetration of the dam, it could hinder or delay Ukraine's advance. In addition, Russian troops will be able to withdraw from the right bank of Dnipro River. Russian soldiers in Kherson are worried about this situation. It remains to be seen how this will happen before troops in the region withdraw. If Russia does this, it will do a lot of damage to the region. It is claimed that this operation is under the signature of General Sergei Surovikin, Russia's top commander of the operation in Ukraine. Earlier this week, General Surovikin said tough decisions had to be made around Kherson as Ukrainian forces continued to advance. General also admitted that the army was struggling in Kherson, in a sense, that Russia was struggling with technical and administrative problems in its military wing. It is a common belief that the Kremlin wanted to promote Kherson as an exemplary Ukrainian city under its rule. However, looking at the current picture, it is said that Russian forces may leave here due to supply problems. Russia is officially making plans to leave the city. Ukrainian intelligence agencies have figured out what Russia can do if it blows up this dam. It is stated that they will withdraw the Ukrainian soldiers from the region and they will come back to the region after the Russian withdrawal. Also, the Kakhovka Dam will not be repaired for a long time. Russians are actually going to get themselves into trouble. Water is supplied to Crimea from this dam. If the dam fails, water will not be sent to Crimea for at least 5 years. Ukrainian army began to protect the dam no matter what. Although Russian army is affected, local citizens in Kherson will be greatly affected. Ukrainian army followed the region from afar to avoid any damage to the dam. The Russian army continues to strike infrastructures in Ukraine right now. Big explosions took place in Zaporizhia. It turned out that these explosions were made at the power plants of the region. The Ukrainian army responded with air defense systems to stop the attacks. The Russian army also struck the roads in the region that were used for the advance of the Ukrainian army. Putin began to follow the region closely. President of Russia, Putin, who declared partial mobilization in his country, supervised the preparation process locally. Visiting the soldiers called to the army at the shooting range, Putin held detailed talks with Defense Minister STүүCK. After the talks, Putin's face fell. There was an event in Kherson that Putin did not take into account. Ukrainian army hit the bridge in Kherson, which will be used for the withdrawal of the Russian army, with HIMARS systems. It was clearly seen that Putin had a sullen face as he walked among the 222,000 newly recruited soldiers. Russian soldiers expected to withdraw in Kherson will no longer be able to use the Antonovsky Bridge. Alongside Putin, Defense Minister Sergei STүүCK made detailed investigations in Ryazan, southeast of Moscow. Putin, who wore glasses and shot with the Soviet Union sniper rifle Kanas, did not seem very happy during the visit, even though he embraced a soldier. The bodies of the reserve soldiers, who were sent to the front after a few weeks of short training, have already started to arrive from Ukraine. The news of the first deaths in the partial mobilization announced on September 21 was confirmed before the end of the third week. As the Ukrainian troops approached the southern city of Kherson step by step, the city was shaken by the sounds of explosions at night. Russian official media reported that the Ukrainian army fired 12 HIMARS missiles at Kherson during the night, and one of the missiles hit the Antonovsky Bridge over the Dnieper River. While the bridges on the Dnieper River were destroyed in turn, the Antonovsky Bridge, which had been hit before, was repaired by the Russians. The bridge was supervised by Russian authorities. The attacks of the Ukrainians took place exactly one day after the inspection. The Ukrainian media wrote that another blow was dealt to the Russians who tried to make shipments to Kherson with the mobile bridges they built on the pontoons. Local media stated that the missiles hit the Antonovsky Bridge during the passage of Russian soldiers and their weapons. In the information note published by the Ukrainian General Staff, it was announced that 2,000 soldiers who joined the army with partial mobilization reached the Kherson region. The Russians are preparing to make up for their losses with new soldiers. However, it is only a matter of time before the Russian army withdraws from the region. As the war continued, the two superpowers held talks. Russian Defense Minister Shoigu and United States Defense Minister Austin discussed the situation in Ukraine. According to the statement made by the Russian Ministry of Defense, Shoigu and Austin held a phone call. During the meeting, current issues related to international security, including the situation in Ukraine, were discussed. Despite the clashes, two ministers continue to hold talks. The United States is constantly trying to communicate with the Russian side and is working to end the war. The Ukrainian army is very satisfied with these talks. According to the last-minute information, the Ukrainian army accelerated its advance on Kherson. Currently, the Ukrainian army has reportedly recaptured a total of 88 settlements in the Kherson region in the south of the country. Kirilo Tymoshenko, deputy head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, announced one by one the reclaimed places. A Ukrainian official announced that they have regained control of 551 settlements in the Kharkiv region and 88 settlements in Kherson. We'll see what happens in the coming days. We have come to the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. By subscribing, you can easily follow new videos. I wish you all happy days. See you.